Welcome back to Reach and Reverie. My name is Alex. Today is the first day we're going to implement how we're going to water our plants here on the property without a water well. So I thought I'd grab my camera and take you guys along with me and show you what we are doing here until we can get enough resources to get a well popped. This is what we're going to be doing. We have been doing 100% on the property rainwater collection and hauling water, and that is the water source we have here on our property. So before I hop into our vehicle, oh, look at all these deer tracks. You can see my attention span here. It's just so crazy how close we are to the house. Staying on target. Let me go show you guys what I did yesterday, and then we're gonna go and water some trees and plants. So this very modest little hoop coop chicken tractor and chicken run has been the bane of this month for us. We have turned this into a monstrous project. It probably, if we devoted all of our time and energy, we could have gotten it done maybe in a couple days, but here we are. Yesterday I learned that even though it is late October, a girl like me still needs to put on sunscreen. So I probably spent a few hours putting hardware cloth on this chicken run. You can see here we've got 1/2 inch hardware cloth going up and over. On the bottoms we are going to be putting metal that's going to be covering it up, so we're not putting hardware cloth on the bottom just to save a little bit of material there. We are going to have a sheet of metal that goes across that will give the girls a little bit of wind and shade protection from the sun there, and we're going to have that on either side. They're also going to have their coop to go into, and then the front and the back up to this point is going to be covered in solid wood. That way the chickens can still also get more areas to get into the shade and out of the sunshine that we get here in far western Texas. So yesterday, adding on to this project that we are just chipping away at very slowly, is I covered the top with hardware cloth. I also did the back here so that predators can't go in from jumping up on the roof. And then next we really just need to put the metal on the sides and then finish the door, and then we need to put a door that opens and closes in there as well, and then we'll be done with this thing and be ready to move our chickens over. So when I say that I learned yesterday that I still need to wear sunscreen in late October, look at this. Sunburnt. My arms. It is October 21st, you guys. I didn't think we were still at this point, but here we are. So Josh is getting ready for hauling water. We will be getting 2 more tanks. They're estimated to arrive tomorrow, and that's going to be increasing our water capacity by 400 gallons each load, bringing us up to a total of about 1,000 gallons per trip as we haul water, which is really awesome. Our capacity is about 6,000 gallons, and Josh was initially starting off hauling water 325 gallons at a time. So you do the math there. So while he works on that, this weekend he did go over and plumb together, tie together our tanks. So these two are now at a point where they can be connected, where we can pull water from either tank to use in the house. So he dug a big trench here this weekend and reconfigured the connections here to tie into that one. And this here is my water delivery vehicle. I need to come up with a better name for my little car here. But we have a little 60-gallon tank in the back of this ATV, and we just drop the bed so that it can fit with the fittings. We have it hooked up to a garden hose, and I am gonna drive around the property and water our trees with this tank. since we don't have a well yet, we don't have irrigation or plumbing throughout the property, and this is 5 acres, and we are starting to plant plants around the property, some trees, some shrubs, some perennials. We really want to make sure that they establish and grow really nice root systems, and I don't want to have to haul 5-gallon buckets or physically carry water from one end of the property to the other. So this was our solution here. Is we had this ATV that Josh fixed up, and we got this really cute little 60-gallon tank, and it just happened to fit into the back of this ATV absolutely perfectly. It couldn't have been a better fit. It's like it was made for this thing. So here we go. And I'm not the only one who likes to drive this thing, apparently. Look at those raccoon prints. Now up here at the front of the property, we do have some bird of paradise shrubs that we've planted. We have 5 little mounds that we've planted along the front fence of the property. We are hoping that they will establish their root systems, and they typically do die back after a freeze. And then we're planning to mulch over them and hope that they come back in the spring. But they're looking pretty good. Nice and cute little things. We have been watching to see if anything like deer or hogs are messing with them, and not so far. I think there's a black-tailed jackrabbit burrow in this tree, because every time I walk by here I spook her or him. I'm not gonna hurt you, dude. You just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I won't mess with her too much. So now we're gonna unload the hose and get to watering. I'm still wearing my work shoes. I wore the wrong shoes for this today. All right, guys, change of plans. I was about to turn the water on, and I just saw some new wildlife here on the property. I wanted to show you guys. Say hello. This is a tarantula. They're pretty gentle. I love these guys. Give them their space and they are not very harmful. Really awesome sight to see some cool wildlife here. That's the first one I've seen on the property. Hello, little guy. You can see the size difference there. All right, we'll let him go on his way and we'll keep doing what we're doing over here. I'll try really hard not to step on him when I come back through. Well, this is a learning experience for all of us here. So I opened the valve and this is the stream of water that's coming out. I wonder if there's a clog or if we just aren't getting enough pressure. Let's see. There goes our little tarantula friend. He's crossing the road now. I'm hearing like baby deer noises, and we do have a bunch of deer who have given birth this past couple months, and so hopefully they're not too separated from each other. So I turned the valve. You can see it's locked. And when I open it, I almost wonder if the valve didn't open. I don't see anything in there that's going to keep it from draining. Let's try this again. I'm going to try to like open it slowly and see if we can get it to turn. Maybe we'll need a new one of these things. I think that's the setup that came with it. We got that secondhand. And it could be that maybe the hose is just too long. Strange. Well, that was anticlimactic. I'll probably have to call in reinforcements and get Josh to take a look at this and see if we can get some headway here. Well, hey, looks like we're heading the same direction. And he's actually moving along pretty fast. He's got some purpose here. There he goes. Wonder where he's headed to. Josh came to the rescue and he tinkered with it for a minute, and we basically surmised that the sprayer head was keeping the water from flowing out. Now this is still pretty low pressure, and so we do think we're going to end up getting like a little 12-volt pump to throw on to help it out a little bit, because this isn't too bad. I mean, we do have flow, so that's a whole lot easier for me than carrying 5-gallon buckets. But one really neat thing is while Josh was walking up the road, we saw 2 more tarantulas crossing the road, and so I guess it's just their mating season this time of year. Another time that you see tarantulas a lot is right before some heavy rain, but we don't have any rain in the forecast, so unless the tarantulas know something we don't know, I think they're just about to go and find some partners in crime and make more tarantulas for the desert out here. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's doable. So I've created these berms to help retain water because it's really, really dry out here. That way we can do a nice, slow, deep watering, which, you know what, this process is helping us out with, giving us some patience here, and give a nice, slow, deep watering, and that way the plants can develop some roots, the water's moving through the soil slower. And we did fill up the berm as well with some mesquite mulch from here on the property. So it is like a little bowl that these bird of paradise are sitting in. So we do wish them the best. We were talking about how it's a little bit late in the season to be trying to grow bird of paradise seeds and getting them established into the ground so close before our estimated first frost date. So if they die, we're gonna keep these mounds and we'll start new seeds in the spring and not worry about it too much. But we really want them to thrive and survive, so we're gonna give them our best shot. I'm gonna come out here once or twice a week and give each of these just a couple gallons of water and then see how they do. Just gonna pinch it. Yeah, this one looks really good. And we'll water him for a few minutes as well and go right on down the line. Yeah, it's coming out a lot better now. Josh and I were talking about how we thought there may have been some calcium buildup in my sprayer nozzle that was preventing the flow, but that's not terrible for it just being gravity fed out of that tank. So we're almost done. I'm on berm number 4 out of 5 for our little bird of paradise plants. And I am looking around, and again, I do see so much trash here. It's kind of sad how much washes onto the property. So we will be coming back up here next week and combing through and cleaning up the area. There's a lot of old rags and gloves and shirts and stuff that have washed onto the property. We are getting our dumpster hopefully this week, if not next week, and that's going to be huge. It has been an experience living without trash disposal. We've been living on the property about a month now full time, and it's been a whole experience. And so we didn't make it very long before investing in disposal services. You guys are kind of smudgy. Okay, much better. So this is where we have marked off in the dirt a little X with some flags where our trash disposal will be dropping off a dumpster for us. And so he'll be able to pull in, do the trash, and he can back up, and there's a side road down this way that he can go and loop out on his way out. Or eventually right around, we do have this string line running, and this is marking our fence that we're going to build. And right out here at this spool, this little pink spool, we are planning to build a gate that's going to go across the street, and then we'll have a fence that goes up here to that H. And so essentially this will be the entrance to our property. And then of course we'll still have the property out this way and over here, but we'll have a little bit of a V cutout where cars can come in and turn around and leave, or they can come in and then back out and leave. A little place to make it easier for utility vehicles to get onto the property, like large freight vehicles, delivery trucks, trash disposal, versus trying to make a 90-degree corner into this gate was not feasible with our little narrow dirt roads that we have out here. So we're so excited to get our dumpster. Let's see. Just been over here walking around in the desert as I water plants because it's been a slow and nice experience learning some patience, which is really good. It's good I'm not just blasting these with water, and it does have a nice gentle flow. So this would be a good activity for me to do now that I know, until we get like a pump, that this is a little trickle out of this hose, that I could kind of set it and forget it when I'm watering the trees, maybe come and put this down and go and do something else and come back and kind of make this a little side project where I can multitask. But then again, if y'all saw me looking at the deer prints earlier, y'all know how easily I can get sidetracked and may or may not come back to drowned little saplings over here. So maybe it's better that I do one thing at a time. Yeah, look, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Better than it was at the start. I think that's going to be it for this guy. So pinch it. Don't want to waste any water. And I'm going to go around him so I don't pull the hose over him. And then we're on to the last little tree. There we go. Drink up and enjoy. I did see some cool canine prints over here that do not match Evie's. You can see these dog prints. Little dog prints. So that could be a fox or a coyote. And then versus Evie, get a mental picture of the size of that right there. And then you have our dog, Evie, who leaves these monstrous sized dog prints. Her being a sight hound, instead of having like a print like that, she has what's called a hare foot, where she has her 2 front toes, her 2 back toes, and then the paw pad. So it's almost like, if you look at it from this angle, it looks like a little teddy bear. So she's got these huge prints. So that is not her prints that we're seeing. Okay, so now we're done watering these 5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn off our valve, and then I'm gonna stick the top of this hose into the hole in the top. And then as I load up our hose, I'm gonna be loading it from this end to the front, and I'm gonna be raising it up to where we're essentially pouring all the water back that's stuck in this hose back into the tank, as we don't want to waste any water here, like at all. I am gonna go head back up to this central part of the property. We're gonna water our olive trees, our palo verde, ocotillo, and other perennial things that we've already planted. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and every day that you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with what's coming next here on our channel. And if you liked that video, give us a big thumbs up. That way you can support our channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great night.